What's good, YouTube? Nandy94 here to bring you another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Cough. Defendant, are you feeling alright? You're looking a bit pale. I'm so sorry, I was feeling a bit weak when I first arrived here at the courthouse. But I'm alright. Junie's really giving it her all. I'd better make sure I do the same. Heh heh. If we could please proceed. Your name and occupation, defendant. Juniper Woods. I'm a high school student. Miss Woods, can you confirm where you were in the courthouse on the day in question? Yes. I came to know Apollo Justice through my friend Thena. And so I was there yesterday to watch his trial and lend my support. Something's wrong. Junie's really scared. Heh heh. Did you know I'm also known as the Defendant Humiliator? This guy's an asshole. Can you please give me Edgeworth or someone back? It looks like I have yet another chance to show everyone how I earned that moniker. This guy's an asshole. He can't see that she's even upset that she's on the defense. Grr, does his arrogance know bounds? I have to protect Junie no matter what. Hey, you arrogant Prosecutor Payne. What is it? Do you want me to demonstrate why I'm also known as the Rookie Humiliator instead? Deep breaths, Athena. Don't let him get to you. Prosecutor Payne. Junie is telling the truth. Mr. Justice also backed up her claim when we saw him in the defendant lobby. And Junie, he said that he was glad to get the lotus root you gave him too. He was? My grandma says lotus root is good for your eyes. She says they can even help you see into the future. They can. And that's the perfect present for a lawyer. And if that's true, I guess he must not have eaten them. A sweet, meek little girl like this, blowing a courtroom to bits? I must say, it's hard to believe. Now, Your Honor, don't let her seemingly innocent appearance fool you. The defendants had a motive for committing this crime. That's not true. I don't have any kind of motive. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. Admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant. However, that doesn't matter. The only thing that does is her objective was the destruction of courtroom number 4 itself. And what's that supposed to mean? Why in the world would Miss Woods do that? That's a very good question coming from such a novice as yourself. But first, a question for the defendant. Have you ever been brought up on false charges? What? Why, yes, I have. And did that experience cause you to harbor a grudge against the court system? Now, wait just 1 minute. That kind of thing was a motive. Now, if that kind of thing was a motive for blowing things up, then every one of our clients would turn into bombers. That's a valid point. We wouldn't have a single courthouse left standing in the land. I concede the accused isn't the only one that might bear resentment against the courts. But Miss Woods is the only person who could have committed the crime. Why? Because we have found some decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt. Decisive, huh? I'll believe it when I see it. It involves a very unique aspect of the bomb itself, Your Honor. And what exactly is so unique about it? Why don't we have Miss Sykes answer that question? Huh? Me? I notice that you appear to be very nervous, and well, gentleman I am, I'd like to offer you the chance to gain some confidence with such an easy question. Could he be any more condescending? Really, what a thoroughly unpleasant man. L is for a loser. Harumph. What did it just say? Nothing. Not a single thing. Now, let's see. What was I supposed to do at a time like this? Oh, I know. The court record. The information I need is somewhere in the court record. Alright, Miss Sykes, let us hear your answer. What was unique about the bomb that blew up the courtroom? Was it because... Alright, let's see. In Apollo's briefcase. In the judge's pocket. Inside of a stuffed animal. Inside of a stuffed animal. Mr. Payne, what kind of simpleton do you take me for? It was inside a stuffed animal. Its evil intentions covered up by a cute exterior. Heh heh, very good. Have a cookie. You're a jerk. I'm gonna punch him in the face. Actually, seriously, in every Phoenix Wright game ever, I've always wanted to punch the tutorial prosecutor in the face. The bomb that went off in the courtroom was indeed hidden inside a stuffed animal. There, how do you like that? Not bad, huh? I am fine, just like I said from the start. I can do this. Yes, as I recall, the bomb was stuffed inside the stuffed animal the whole time. I never even got to take a look at it. But what connection does this impish elephant have with the defendant? The answer to that question lies in another piece of evidence which I have here. And what, pray tell, is this? It appears to be a little singed. It's a tale, Your Honor. The tale of a poor victim of the explosion. This is incredible. Are you saying it's Detective Arm's tale? Oh, Judge. I remember why I loved playing this game. Your Honor is so very close, but no. It belongs to this stuffed animal. It's called the Phony Fanty, a rather unpleasant name, if you ask me. He's the mascot for a campaign to eliminate false evidence and false charges, is he not? Exactly. His motto is phony evidence is just trunked up. That's so wrong on so many levels. The Phony Fanty's tail is made of vinyl cloth. And we found something very interesting on its surface, the defendant's fingerprints. What? The Phony Fanty provided the prosecution with all the evidence we needed. It clearly proves that the accused handled the bomb. Not necessarily. It could have been indirectly. Like, seriously, somebody could have put it in that unknowingly and all that. Just saying. Not trying to defend criminal or anything. But I'm just saying. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would Junie's fingerprints be on it? That does appear to be pretty irrefutable evidence. The court accepts it into evidence. Phony fancy tale added to the courtroom. Miss Woods, do you have an explanation for this? I don't understand. Cough, cough. How about you, Miss Sykes? Do you have any plausible explanation to refute this decisive piece of evidence? Well, I can't do it. I can't think of a single thing. But I'd better come up with something for Junie's sake. Well, if you can't produce an answer, we could always go straight to the ruling if you prefer. No, I have to say something fast. Oh no, I can't get my voice to work. Why? Of all times. I thought I overcame this already. Maybe I'm still not ready to stand in court.
As you can see, there is no room for debate. Objection! Why, it's you.
Oh yeah, Phoenix is back in action. Sorry it took me so long to get here, Athena. Apollo explained the whole thing to me over the phone. He asked me to come help you out in his place. Thanks for coming. I hate to admit it, but I was having a real rough time on my own. Oh, I don't know. I think you were doing just fine, all things considered. You hung in there, giving me enough time to get here. Now, let's turn things around. You got it, boss. Ho, 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 look who showed up out of the blue. If it isn't Mr. Phoenix Wright, you always manage to surprise me. I try not to cough in the camera, but... Your Honor, Mr. Payne has called for an early ruling. But I believe there are still many things that need to be deliberated. How did Miss Wood's fingerprints wind up on the stuffed animal tail? How was the bomb even detonated? Until these questions are answered, I assert that it's impossible for a fair ruling to be made. You're absolutely right. Let us continue from where we left off. I assume you have no objections, Mr. Payne? Heh. None at all, Your Honor. Now, Miss Woods really looks like she's having a hard time. Junie's really struggling, Mr. Wright. I get the sense that she's afraid of the courtroom itself. Because of yesterday? Yeah. I understand. It was understandably very traumatic for her. Poor thing. And here she is, back at the courthouse again, being so brave. I'd like to make a request, Your Honor. If at all possible, I'd like to have Miss Woods rest in the lobby. Given the defendant's condition, very well, I grant special permission. You go get some rest, Jenny, and leave the rest to us. Okay, thank you. Sorry about this. Phoenix Wright. I've been looking forward to meeting you. It's been a while, Mr. Payne. Heh. You're more clueless than I'd heard. I do believe you mean how do you do. For I am Gaspin Payne, the younger brother of your long-standing rival, Winston Payne. I don't really think they were rivals. Yeah, let alone long-standing. You'll see, Mr. Wright. I will cleanse Winston of the disgrace he met with your hands. Looks like this royal pain is going to be as thoroughly unpleasant as the other. Heh. Your Honor, the prosecution would now like to call a decisive witness to the stand. This witness will testify as to how the accused detonated the bomb in the courtroom. Very well. Please call your witness, Mr. Payne. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Witness. Name, Ted Tonate. Occupation, bomb disposal specialist. Oh my, what a strange robotic voice you have. Speech synthesis via typing is the same as me talking? Not really. He sounds exactly like a robot. Can you speak in a normal manner? I can. But I do not like to speak. Speaking is inefficient. Energy expenditure, typing is greater than speaking, understand? What an odd witness. Mr. Tonate was in charge for the bomb for that trial. Was there when it went off. Being a bomb squad specialist, do you have any relation to the defendant? Negative. I first met the girl while on this job. Many people are employed by the police. I know only a fraction of them. However, I was shocked when I first discovered the body of the victim. Shocked? I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but ended up discovering a dead body. So he was the first to discover the body, was he? Here he is to testify about the circumstances. He is here to testify about the circumstances surrounding the moment of the explosion. Very well. The court will now hear Mr. Tonate's testimony, but at very least show this court some respect and remove that face guard witness. Yeah, that's the guy from the cutscene with his 3D goggles. When the bomb went off, the bomb was originally disarmed by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name, H3000, operated by a timer or with a remote. I was watching from the gallery when suddenly I became alarmed. I saw that the bomb's timer was going down. So even though the bomb was supposed to be disarmed, it somehow got switched on? Precisely. Activating the timer is very simple. 1. Connect wires. 2. Switch on type. A monkey could do it. I'm sure even you would be able to, Mr. Wright. I guess that makes you the blue monkey in this barrel of fun, boss. Ahem. I'd like to begin my cross-examination, huh? Mr. Tonate, what is that? HH3000, a.k.a. a bomb. A bomb? Great googly moogly. Yard, Mr. Tonate, I demand that you disarm it this instant. Disassembly complete. 5.3 seconds, 0.2 seconds short of my personal best. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I'm not exactly a spring chicken, you know. This is an exact replica of the HH-3000. It is used to practice disarming bombs. Disarm equals success. Explosion equals failure. An exact replica of the bomb that exploded, is it? So that's what it looked like. I submitted a photograph of the real bomb being taken just before the trial. Dimensions: 10 height, 10 width, 10 diameter. Weight: 12 pounds. Perfect replication. Your bomb does appear to be a very good copy indeed. Yes, however, I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. It has a very puzzling wiring setup, and it was regrettable that I could not replicate it. Witness, that's enough. There is no need to replicate anything here. And now, if the defense would begin their cross-examination, where's Miss Sykes gone to? Athena, you can come out now. Okay, Mr. Wright, let's get to work. I guess you were pretty scared, huh? What? I don't know what you're talking about. She was about to bolt. Hey, would you put a sock in it? As transparent as ever. Now, let's see, where were we? We were at the cross-examination. Oh, cross-examination, of course. She seems a little disoriented. I wonder if she's alright. Maybe I should ask Athena if she remembers how to cross the... yeah. That way, in case you at home don't know how to play or whatever. Athena, you remember how to conduct a cross-examination, right? What? Of course I do. What kind of lawyer would I be if I didn't? Now, don't get upset, but what do you say to humoring me with a little review? You got it. Basically, we examine a witness's testimony and compare it against the court record, searching carefully for any inconsistencies. The only reason I'm talking really fast is because the last video cut out on me around to this time, so I'm trying to get at least start the testimony. Otherwise, it's going to be in the next video. The screen text represents witness testimony. Touch the right arrow to advance to the next statement of the testimony. Touch the left arrow to go back to the previous statement. Pay close attention to the testimony, and when you found an inconsistency, touch present or present to open the court record. The court record contains information on all the evidence we have at our disposal. You can use it to look for facts that conflict with what the witness has said. You can also find something present. When you find something present, parentheses, X, that evidence to refute the witness's statement. And what if nothing conflicts with the testimony? Well, that's when you press the witness for more info. Finding any inconsistencies or lies in the testimony will reveal them to the court. That's what cross-examination is all about. Looks like you remembered it just as I taught it. It was a nice refresher course for me. If you can't find any contradictions, and you flub up too often, don't be afraid to ask. Press X with the consult button when the consult panel appears. I'll let you know where I think the suspicious statement is. Sounds good. I'll be counting on you if I get into a bind. Alright, cross-examination time. I know exactly what an inconsistency is, too, because sometimes they do, like, the testimony, and then they do a bunch of other things. It's right here. Present the bomb itself. You say you saw the bomb's countdown, is that right? Of course, I clearly saw it counting down to 0. And I say that you are clearly lying. What are you talking about? There is no way you could have seen the bomb's timer. After all, the bomb was concealed inside a stuffed animal. Mr. Toney, how can you claim to know the bomb was about to go off when you couldn't even see the timer? What? No. That does seem like a glaring inconsistency indeed. Witness, how do you explain this? Well, Whew, that was great, Mr. Wright. You found a contradiction right off the bat. Always remember, Athena, when you find an inconsistency in the witness's testimony, there is always a reason behind it. It could be a lie, a hidden meaning, a secret. Whatever it is up to us to dig it out. And pointing out every contradiction we find is the best way to do it, right, boss? Now the question is, what can we dig out of Mr. Toney? Well, let me see. No, there must be some mistake. Oh yes, of course, I remember now, the sound. I knew because of the sound. Sound? What sound? When the timer of this type of bomb is switched on, it beeps softly. Beep, beep, beep. It is the sound of the bomb counting down. A beeping noise, you say? I suppose it would be possible to notice that even with the bomb inside a stuffed animal. I simply made a mistake. My bad. How in the world did you hear such a tiny little sound from all the way in the gallery? Listening for the sound of a bomb's timer is an integral part of my work. I constantly undergo training so that I'll never miss it. I hardly think training would help you hear something so soft from so far away. What now? Are you making light of the fine science of disarming bombs? It's a solemn mission that I put on my life on the line to perform. What kind of specialist would I be if I could not hear a bomb's timer? It's not like disassembling a toaster, you know. Now he's just showing off. You keep asserting that the sound was too tiny to hear, but the only thing tiny you hear is your skill as a lawyer. Being suspicious is not an attractive quality, you know. And you're just overflowing with attractive qualities, are you? Or perhaps you have some proof that Mr. Ted Toney did not hear the sound. Well, no, but it still seems totally suspect. But it's going to be really hard to prove that he didn't hear something. If I have this correct, the prosecution's argument is that someone reactivated the bomb before it was brought into the courtroom. What I don't understand, Mr. Payne, is why you believe that person to be Miss Woods. That's simple, Your Honor. Mr. Ted Toney happened to be there when it happened. He was there when the defendant rearmed the bomb. What's this now? It happened before the trial started. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. Don't you think a detective would have, I don't know, seen that and then reported it? Oh wait, she died. I wonder who killed her, Mr. Detonate. We brought the bomb to the lobby to destroy. Bomb equals evidence. The lawyer wanted to see it before the start of the trial. Looking for a chance to get at the bomb, Miss Woods was already there in that lobby. Her goal was surely to rearm the bomb and steal the remote switch. Timer's going out, so I'm going to end the episode here.